Hello, Boldarians, and welcome back to another episode of Boldly Becoming. I'm your host, Kennyetta, and I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're diving into a topic that I know has touched every one of us: waiting. Waiting on that promotion, waiting for healing, waiting for love, waiting for God to answer a prayer. Now, let's be honest, sometimes waiting feels like wasting. Like life is moving forward without us. But here's the good news. Waiting on God is never wasted. It is preparation. It is growth. It is love in disguise. Now, family, I want you to picture this with me. When I was a kid in the church choir, we sang a song almost every second Sunday that came straight from Isaiah 40, verse 31. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Back then, I didn't fully grasp the depth of those words, but the repetition planted them in my spirit. Now, as an adult, every time I find myself in a waiting season, that verse and that melody comes back to me. I really, really want to sing the verse to you guys and sing this song, but I can't sing, so I will spare y'all the torture. That's just my shower voice. So I'll just read the verse from Isaiah 40, verse 31. And it says, "Those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." When I hear it now, I don't just hear a song from my childhood. I hear God reminding me that waiting is not wasted. Waiting is renewal. Waiting is strengthening. Waiting is Him preparing me to soar higher than I could imagine. Now, also a Bible verse, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3, reassures us again, though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay. So, Boldarians, understand this. God never wastes our waiting. He uses it to ready us for what's coming. Now, let's be real. Waiting is not easy. It is uncomfortable. It feels like everyone else is moving forward while we're stuck on pause. We start asking, did God forget me? Am I falling behind again? But listen, silence is not absence. Delay is not denial. What looks like nothing is often God doing His best work behind the scenes. Now let's sit in discomfort for a second. Bear with me, Bodarians. I know you hate being uncomfortable, but uncomfortable is a powerful tool. So because waiting is not easy, I want to talk a little bit to a certain group of people. My single listeners who are in your 30s or 40s, you've done the work. You've healed, grown, set standards, and yet the dating pool feels like a desert. Or worse, a swamp filled with toxic, immature people who can't match your energy. And that loneliness after a long day, let's face it, it is real and it sucks at times. Now, I want to be transparent. I know this waiting thing intimately. I'm 41 and I know what it's like to love deeply and fully, but yet still be waiting for God to reveal that partner. And here's the truth. It's not about me being unworthy. It's not about me lacking. It's simply the wait, God's timing, God's preparation, God's story still unfolding in me, even at this age. And I'm not left behind. I'm not left out. I'm still fulfilled because God fulfills me in this waiting period. Now, I walk by faith every day, knowing that God has an amazing man for me, someone aligned with the love I'm prepared to give. And even though I feel ready, even though I desire it, I trust that when it happens, it will be right. So if you're listening and waiting too, I want you to know this. You are not behind, you are not forgotten, and you're definitely not less than. You're simply being held in God's perfect timing. Another group I want to talk to is to our couples that are longing for a baby. Every negative test feels like a punch in the gut. Baby showers bring joy, but also tears. And the questions from others, so when are you having kids? Cut deep. And what makes it harder is the silence in the waiting. When you've prayed, gone to doctors, cried together at night, and yet the answer hasn't come. It can feel like God is ignoring the deepest desire of your heart. But family, let me remind you, God hears every tear. The waiting is not wasted. It doesn't erase your identity as a man, as a woman, or as a couple. You are whole, even here. And if your looks different than you imagine, it doesn't mean your story is any less beautiful. Now, let me talk to the dreamers. The dreamers that are still waiting on their breakthrough. You've been faithful, grinding, hustling, and praying. Yet it feels like your big moment keeps slipping out of reach. And let's be real, sometimes you wonder if you missed your shot. You scroll and see people younger than you doing what you dreamed of, and the enemy whispers that it's too late. But Bodarians, delay doesn't mean denial. Sometimes the bigger the dream, the longer the preparation. And while you're waiting, God is building endurance in you so when the opportunity comes, you won't just step into it, you'll sustain it. And there's also a group I want to talk to that we don't talk a lot about, but we have those of you whose waiting looks different. Maybe you don't want marriage, and that's okay. Maybe you don't want children, and that's okay too. Yet society, family, even friends keep bringing it up as if fulfillment only come in those packages. For you, the waiting is about holding steady in the face of other people's expectations. Or maybe your waiting is about ignoring the pressure to settle, to give up on your dreams, to stop believing for what God has promised. People may say, just move on, just let it go. But waiting is not about meeting the world's timeline. It's about staying aligned with God's timing for your life. Your path doesn't have to look like anyone else's. Waiting in your lane doesn't make you less. It makes you faithful. Now, family, waiting is not wasted. It is purposeful. So for the single Bodarian, God's delay isn't rejection. It's protection. He's aligning you with someone who can love you at the level you've grown into. For the couple longing for children, the wait may be a shaping season, or the answer may come in a form you didn't expect, but none of it diminishes your love. For the dreamer, waiting seasons are building your resilience and your faith so that when the opportunity comes, you're ready to carry it well. So how do we wait without losing heart? How do we live this out in real time? One, we need to practice patience. Patience isn't passive, it's trust in action. Now, example can be maybe you're single and Saturday night comes around. Instead of spiraling into, why am I alone again? You choose to treat yourself. Cook a nice meal, light a candle, date you, be romantic with you. Watch your favorite movie and remind yourself, I am enough in this season. That's patience at work. Choosing not to rush into the wrong arms just to feel the silence. Then we can stay in prayer. Prayer is how we breathe in the wait. Think about the couple longing for a child. Each morning before they leave the house, they take 2 minutes together, holding hands, whispering the same prayer. Lord, make us ready and keep our hearts soft while we wait. That prayer doesn't erase the ache, but it strengthens their bond with God and with each other. And now we must be present. Being present is saying yes to the life that you have while you wait for the life you're hoping for. For the dreamer, maybe you haven't launched your business yet, but today you can take one class, finish one book, or connect with one mentor. That's being present, not despising small beginnings, but embracing what you can do right now. Being present also looks like gratitude. Instead of obsessing over what you don't have yet, you take a few moments or minutes to journal what you do have. The roof over your head, the people who love you, the strength to try again. Gratitude anchors you in the now so you don't miss the beauty of today while longing for tomorrow. Bodarians, waiting is not punishment. It is preparation. I can't say that enough. Every tear you've cried, every prayer you've whispered, every step you've taken in faith is watering the seed God planted in you. And when the season is right, what He's growing in the dark will bloom in the light. Don't just hear this message. I really want you to live it. We have to live it. Let these questions guide you as you turn your waiting into growth. Where in my life am I resisting waiting? How can I shift my perspective from delay to development? What fruit might God be growing in me right now, even though I can't see it yet? So, Boldarians, I want you to remember this. Waiting is not wasted. It's God's way of preparing, protecting, and positioning you for what's next. So whether you're waiting for love, for family, for dreams, or simply for peace, know that you are not forgotten and your story is still unfolding. If this episode spoke to you, share it with a friend who might be in their own waiting season. Let's remind them that their waiting has purpose too. And if you haven't already, subscribe so you never miss an episode of Boldly Becoming. Until next time, keep becoming, keep trusting your inner voice, and keep showing up boldly. I'll see you in the next episode.